Right, you lot. Welcome back to Supercar, where we separate the automotive wheat from the chaff. Today we're having a look at something that might just be the most sensible car on the planet. The Dacia Duster. Yes, I know, I can hear you groaning from here, but hear me out. This isn't some clapped-out old banger, this is the 2025 Duster, and Dacia has actually bothered to give it a few nips and tucks. We're talking new engines, a slightly less offensive interior, and enough ground clearance to rival a Range Rover. Well, almost. So, is the 2025 Duster actually any good, or is it just the same old Dacia in a slightly shinier frock? Let's find out, shall we? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting car reviews and updates. Now I know what you're thinking, a Dacia with engine options? It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? Pull the other one, Clarkson. But no, this isn't a joke. But it's true, I'm afraid. Dacia has finally joined the 21st century, and given the Duster a range of engines that don't run on coal and wishful thinking, it's a significant leap forward for the brand. First up, we've got the 1-liter bi-fuel, a small but mighty engine. Now before you reach for the sick bucket, this little engine can actually run on both petrol and LPG. Yes, you heard that right. That's right, LPG, the fuel of caravans and questionable cooking appliances. It's not glamorous, but it gets the job done. Still, it's cheap to run, and with 99 horsepower, it's not going to leave you lagging behind a milk float. It's surprisingly sprightly. If you're feeling a bit more adventurous, there's the 1.2-liter mild hybrid, a step up in performance. This one's got a bit more poke with 130 horsepower on tap, enough to make your daily drive more exciting. Plus, you get that warm, fuzzy feeling knowing you're saving the planet 1/10 of a mile at a time. It's eco-friendly and efficient. And finally, for those who really want to embrace the future, there's the 1.6-liter full hybrid, the pinnacle of Dacia's new lineup. This bad boy churns out a whopping 193 horsepower, and can even manage a few miles on electric power alone. It's a game changer. Don't get too excited though. You'll be lucky to get to the end of your driveway before the petrol engine kicks in, but hey, it's a start! Right, let's talk transmissions. It's a topic that often divides car enthusiasts and casual drivers alike. Now, I'm a firm believer that a car should have 3 pedals and a stick shift. There's something inherently satisfying about the tactile feedback and control you get from a manual transmission. It's the only way to truly connect with the machine, to feel the raw power coursing through its veins. Each gear change is a dance, a symphony of mechanical precision. But, I understand that some people prefer to let the car do all the work. They see driving as a means to an end, not an experience to be savored. You know, the type who think driving is a chore, like emptying the dishwasher or listening to your partner drone on about their day. For them, convenience trumps engagement. For those poor souls, Dacia offers a 4-speed automatic gearbox. It's simple, straightforward, and gets the job done without any fuss. Yes, you heard that right, 4 speeds. In an age where 8-speed automatics are becoming the norm, this feels almost nostalgic. It's like something out of the Ark. But sometimes, simplicity has its own charm. Still, it's probably more reliable than some of those fancy-pants 8-speed automatics you get these days. Less complexity often means fewer things to go wrong. Of course, if you're a proper driver, you'll want the 6-speed manual. It offers a more engaging driving experience and a better connection to the road. It's not exactly the slickest gearbox in the world, but it gets the job done. It's functional, reliable, and adds a bit of fun to your daily drive. And let's be honest, you're not buying a Dacia Duster for its lightning-fast gear changes, you're buying it for its practicality and rugged charm. Now, for the big question, front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive? This choice depends largely on your driving habits and where you plan to take your Duster. If you spend your days navigating the mean streets of suburbia, then front-wheel drive will do just fine. It's efficient and handles well in most conditions. But if you're the adventurous type who likes to venture off the beaten track, then you'll want the all-wheel drive system. It provides better traction and stability on rough terrain. It's not going to turn the Duster into a Land Rover Defender, but it'll certainly get you out of a muddy field, and sometimes that's all you really need. Chapter 3. Right, let's have a look inside, shall we? Now I'm not going to lie to you, the Duster's interior isn't exactly what you'd call luxurious. In fact, it's about as luxurious as a budget airline cabin. There's hard plastics everywhere you look, and the seats feel like they were designed by a team of medieval torturers. But, and this is a big but, it's not all bad. The Duster's interior is actually quite spacious, with plenty of headroom and legroom for both front and rear passengers. And if you opt for the top-of-the-range model, you even get a 10.1-inch infotainment screen. Yes, you did hear that correctly. A touchscreen, in a Dacia. It's not exactly the most responsive system in the world, but it does come with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. So, at least you can use your phone's navigation system instead of Dacia's, which is about as useful as a chocolate teapot. And if you need to haul stuff around, the Duster's got you covered. The boot can swallow a whopping 57 cubic feet of cargo with the rear seats folded down. That's enough space for a family of four's luggage, or enough camping gear to last you a month in the wilderness. And let's not forget the steering wheel, which, while basic, is functional and easy to use. The air conditioning controls are straightforward, making it easy to adjust the temperature on the go. So, while the Duster may not win any awards for luxury, it certainly makes up for it in practicality and space. Chapter 4. Alright, let's talk safety. Now, I know what you're thinking. Safety in a Dacia? You're having a laugh. But believe it or not, Dacia has actually made some effort to make the Duster a slightly less dangerous proposition. For starters, it now comes with a whole suite of active safety systems as standard. We're talking about things like autonomous emergency braking, lane departure warning, and even blind spot monitoring. It's enough to make you wonder if this is actually a Dacia, or if someone's gone and swapped the badge for a Volvo. And if you fork out a bit extra, you can even get adaptive cruise control and a 360-degree camera system. Of course, I'd rather have a car that doesn't need all these electronic nannies, but I suppose that's just me being a grumpy old man. Now I know what you're thinking, but Clarkson, what about the NCAP safety rating? Well, I'm afraid to say that the 2025 Duster hasn't been tested by Euro NCAP yet, but given that the previous model only managed a paltry 3 stars, I wouldn't hold your breath for a 5-star rating. Chapter 5. Now for the moment you've all been waiting for, can the Duster actually handle a bit of rough and tumble? Well, I'm not going to lie to you, it's no Land Rover Defender. But, for a car that costs less than a second-hand hatchback, the Duster is surprisingly capable off-road. For starters, it's got decent ground clearance thanks to those chunky tires and raised suspension. And if you opt for the all-wheel drive model, you also get hill descent control and switchable driving modes for different terrains. Now, I'm not suggesting you take the Duster on a hardcore off-roading adventure. You'll probably end up getting stuck, or worse, breaking something. But, for navigating muddy fields, gravel tracks, and the occasional snowdrift, the Duster is more than capable. And, if you really want to embrace the Duster's adventurous side, you can even spec it with a sleep pack. This ingenious option turns the boot and rear seats into a bed, making it perfect for those who like to spend their weekends sleeping under the stars. Just don't tell your significant other that you're planning on taking them on a romantic getaway in a Dacia Duster. So, there you have it, the 2025 Dacia Duster. It's not pretty, it's not fast, and it's about as sophisticated as a brick. But, and this is a big but, it's cheap, it's cheerful, and it's actually quite difficult to dislike. If you're looking for a car that's going to turn heads and make your neighbors jealous, then the Duster is not the car for you. But if you need a practical, affordable, and surprisingly capable runabout, then the Duster is definitely worth considering. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to Supercar for more in-depth car reviews and the latest automotive news. See you next time.